That
Perfect.
was it. That was the one.
All right.
And we're back.
Yeah.
We're so back.
We're back.
Welcome back to the And Whatnot podcast,
We're back to And Whatnot.
where we talk about and whatnot.
You know, I actually have an update from something that we were talking about last week.
What?
Actually, within like the hour update. So we were talking about like social media and stuff and what it does to kids or whatever. So I think since then, Congress has been talking about banning TikTok. I'm sure you know about because
No, I don't.
you don't know
I
anything
literally
about that?
don't watch the news. I don't watch anything. I'm just like in this little hole and
But
this
isn't
little
TikTok
bubble, and I
going
like it.
nuts?
Honestly, I haven't been like so into watching TikTok. I feel like, well, Monopoly has consumed my life for the past like. If I'm looking down on my phone, I'm not being rude. He knows why I'm doing this, but I don't know. I like every once in a while I'll jump on TikTok and like watch, but
Yeah,
I'm not really doom scrolling anymore.
that's
Which is
good.
crazy. It's been a week of like not doom scrolling.
That's like actually posy. Well, in the 1 week where you've been missing out on TikTok, Congress has decided to actually put forward a ban on TikTok, but it was kind of up in the air. And TikTok, which was like a big controversy, by the way, was like, yo, kids, this was China, yo, kids, talk to your congressman. Call your congressman, tell him not to ban TikTok. And sure enough, like they did, which is kind of
They
crazy
said not
to
to
think
ban
about.
TikTok.
Yeah, China was saying, call your congressman saying we don't want TikTok banned. So
What?
there's something very crazy about that, like a Chinese corporation basically telling kids to get involved in their government to keep them safe. It's kind of crazy, which
And
is
it worked.
no, actually it didn't work. But TikTok had a huge uproar about it, obviously, as you'd assume, because
Yeah.
kids don't want their social media site banned. But as of like the last hour, they're going through with it. They're going
They're
to
gonna ban it?
TikTok. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
It's such a huge platform.
Well, we'll see.
Like, what happens to all these creators that are like making money off of it? There's just gonna be another app.
Well, here's the thing. There's already alternatives. Every single social media site has their own form of TikTok.
Yeah, and it's like
Instagram does it.
yeah, with Reels and like YouTube Shorts, but
Snapchat has
they
one.
do. Apparently, Snapchat is like the biggest moneymaker out of all of them.
Really?
There's so many creators that like made like a name for themselves on TikTok, but they like
Moved over to Snapchat.
moved to like they'll still post TikToks, but their main income is like Snapchat. Apparently, it just pays really well.
That's so crazy.
Like Austin McBroom, I don't know if you know who that is, but he's probably making millions of dollars like a week on Snapchat.
That's wild. I remember, like, there was a period of time where YouTube was the only real media site on the web, and that was it. And it was literally just YouTube and nothing at all kind of updid that. Vine came in around, like, Twitter in, like, 2012 or whatever.
But that's the thing, like, look what happened to Vine, look what happened to Musical.ly. Well, like, Musical.ly turned into TikTok, but,
Yeah.
like, we banned Vine. It was gone forever.
Well, that didn't get banned.
Well,
Twitter
yeah.
dropped it because they didn't see the
True.
value in it, which is very funny now considering how much TikTok is worth.
And, like, short-form content, yeah.
Yeah, in general.
I don't know. I feel like that's crazy.
They shot themselves in the foot hard.
There's going to be a lot of backlash from that.
There is. I think there is. But the fact of the matter is there is tons of alternatives and people are just going to flock to the alternatives.
I guess.
Like,
but it's
what-
just never going to be the same.
What sets TikTok apart?
I don't know, really. I feel like it's just, like, it's new, or it was new at the time. And, like, so younger kids who, like, didn't typically watch YouTube or, like, scroll through Instagram Reels was, like, attracted to that short, like... And, I mean, essentially when, like, TikTok came out, it was only 10-second clips. So it was just another Vine, just extended by 4 seconds.
Oh, right. That's right. It's evolved so much.
So now it's like you can post 10-minute videos on TikTok just like you can YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a case of just being kind of like... it wasn't the first, but the first big one. Kind of like, even as much as Twitter's evolving and transforming constantly, you can't replace Twitter.
Yeah.
Blue Sky will pop up, nothing takes its place. Like, it just...
And then, like, they had Threads.
Threads, which...
I was
there?
on it for a day,
Yeah.
and then I never opened the app up again.
You were like, hop on Threads. No.
But they try to make it like if you see on Twitter or something, or any, like, social media platform where someone posted on Threads, and you want to hit the more button, it like brings you to the app instead of like actually being able to see what they said.
Yeah.
So it's like trying to get people on Threads, but it's just never gonna work.
Yeah, it's not working. You can't replace something that existed first, existed for the longest,
And still exists.
and still exists. Yeah, because it's like, you can say all you want about like what's going on Twitter and like, oh, it's gotten so much more toxic and blah blah blah. But here's the fact of the matter: they haven't taken away the block button. They haven't taken away the mute button. So you can still do all of that stuff.
Wait, on Twitter?
Twitter or X. Yeah, they haven't gotten rid of the features that you can to make to, like, you are designing your own platform. That's just it. You're designing your own platform.
Yeah.
You look at what you want to look at. Hey, here's the thing, guys. Don't look at the For You page. That's the doom scrolling thing. Every single app has one. Don't ever look at it because that is specifically designed to keep you on the app forever.
And that's what keeps me on the app forever.
Yeah.
But I'm a new woman.
I've been off of Twitter for a while.
I don't go on Twitter is like my least. It used to be like up there with like where TikTok would be, but
right.
I like barely even use Twitter anymore. I haven't tweeted in like a year and a half, maybe 2 years now. I used to tweet, but like it would be so few and far between where it would be like every 6 months. But now it's like, what do you even tweet? Besides like scrolling and liking other people's things or like reposting, like I've just.
Well, for me, it's always been just kind of like my talk box. It's just like my Twitter's private, by the way. Don't go looking for me. You're never gonna find it.
Mine is very much public. Shane Dawson follows me on Twitter. I've said this to you like 4 times
Yeah, she's very proud of that fact that Shane Dawson.
I am. I don't care if he's canceled. I was like an OG Shane Dawson follower.
How did he get canceled? Was it the cat thing? Was that?
He's done so much stuff throughout the years, and like I don't even know what the main thing that got him canceled was, but like he used to rock with like the character Shanae, in which he was like, I'm pretty sure had blackface on, like just he made his rounds to the canceled community, but
right. So it's a number of things. It's not one single event.
Yeah, it's just people digging up like dirt from 10 years ago.
Yeah, social media was always weird for me because it was like I remember back in middle school when it really all started popping up for us. It was like I always forget you're only 1 year younger than me, right? 1 year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we had things happen at the same time. So it's like, in middle school, that was when Facebook popped up for the first time. Like back when it first went really public instead of just being for college students. But I remember hearing about it and thinking it was stupid. I was just like, well, it's just gonna be college kids on there. Why would I want to be on there?
Did you have a MySpace?
No.
Me either.
Yeah.
I feel like I just missed that MySpace. I might have like made one when I was super young and then just never used it. But I feel like I was like like my sister had MySpace and she's 3 years older than me, but.
I can see Laura having a MySpace. That's funny.
Like a custom page with like music that plays on your page when you go to it.
I will say I did participate in like forums. It's funny. I'm looking at the meters right now. When I'm talking, yours lights up, but now you talk.
Hello. Yours lights up a little bit.
Yeah, but a lot less than yours. That is so weird. There's got to be like a sensitivity thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, technical
so
talk.
Bizarre. Anyway.
Editing this has been a pain in the butt because of this microphone stuff. But
yeah, in the last episode, we were just jittering.
Oh yeah, I didn't turn on autofocus, or I didn't turn off autofocus, I should say, and me moving was making the thing bounce.
I didn't even know, like the iPad was doing that too?
No, just my phone.
Oh. Just
my phone. Anyway, back what I was saying, early internet, I didn't do MySpace and stuff like that, but I was kind of on it. I will admit, sorry, my watch is going off.
I'm literally playing Monopoly over here.
I was like participating in like forums.
Like Reddit?
But like... No. God, no. I never liked Reddit. I use Reddit for like nowadays for very specific things, like very niche, like I like the Long Island Reddit, just to see like the ongoings, but like
I used to be more into Reddit. Now I just like, I still have the app and I get the notifications for it, and like every once in a while, if something pops up, I'll like, it'll intrigue me, but
But no, the popular the I guess you can call it the For You page of that one is like just really angry people all the time. And it's like I don't ever want to read this.
Reddit's crazy.
It's like so incredibly political and so unbelievably angry. Anyway, but no, it was like traditional forums. I'm talking like just posts. It's like here's the thread, and the thread would be like, talk about your dog. Of course, like I posted, I was a lurker, so I didn't really post. I was like, oh, this is so fun. People are talking to each other. I was kind of lame.
Oh my god.
And I remember when like the social media came around, I was like, what's the point of this? I could not understand it for the life of me. I remember very specifically saying in like, I don't know, like 7th grade, when Twitter was like finally getting popular, I was like, who wants to know what you're doing at every moment? It's so weird. It's like pointless.
It's just another example of how we get so normalized to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like Twitter, we were like questioning when it first came out, and then boom, like now everybody uses Twitter.
Yeah.
It's like, who doesn't have a Twitter at this point?
Yeah, it's so
whether
true.
they use it or not.
Yeah. It's funny also that it's never going to lose Twitter as the moniker. Like it's no one's going to say X. I mean, you can call it X, but no one's going to forget it as Twitter.
No, I will never accept X.
Yeah. But it'll always be
Twitter
Twitter.
through and through.
But I think I got on it because I remember like it was the easiest way to like reach out to people who were kind of famous, like Shane Dawson. Like it was just like,
Yeah,
yo,
you would
what's up,
tweet
bro?
at them, and there was the possibility of them answering or like
And they did.
retweeting you, and they did.
And
Yeah.
sometimes they did, yeah. I had a guy I used to watch on YouTube, and he was like live tweeting some event, and I was like, bro, check out this, and he retweeted me, and I was like, Twitter's really cool, guys.
You're the one like questioning it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like even me with Billy Ray Cyrus, like I think I just tweeted him one time, and he liked my tweet. You know, it's just like a place where, you know, if you're trying to reach out to somebody, it was gonna probably work.
Yeah.
And it was so new to creators also, so it was like exciting that they can get in touch with all these people that follow them.
Right. And the thing about it too, if you think about it from that era, was that like it was so the internet was a lot more closed off, because it wasn't until what, like 2007 when the first iPhone came out, and that changed the game.
That's crazy, 2007.
So like, you know, it wasn't until everyone got a smartphone in their hands, and even then like people still weren't going crazy on this stuff, but like the internet was so much more closed off, so it was still kind of a gated community in the sense that you kind of had to be internet savvy to use.
Internet savvy, you had to like, you know, you couldn't do it on your phone before then, so
No.
it's like you would like go to school or something, and then you'd be excited to like go on Twitter when you got home on your desktop.
Yeah. And well, actually, do you remember like the really like some of the flip phones like having like the internet access?
Yeah.
But you would
But it would like never
use
load.
it. Yeah.
You would never use it, and I think it costed like a lot of money
It costed a ton of money.
for like a minute on there. Like you're like $10 deep, but
That is something weird to think about now, is just how much money data used to cost. Like
minutes.
Like yeah,
think about the concept of
talking
minutes.
Yeah, it's completely
Like, oh,
foreign
I
to
only
us
have 25 minutes left on my phone. Like,
now. Yeah.
what?
Well, what was funny for me was I had some sort of data plan for texting that was like, okay, you have unlimited text, but you can only text like 60 characters at a time.
I think I had that too.
Yeah.
It was like unlimited texting, but I think we eventually upgraded to like the unlimited texting, where it was like literally just
Yeah.
unlimited. But I think that was
There was
it.
still like a limit on how much you could text at one point. Yeah. It's so weird to think about now.
And like when text messages would come in on like the old phones, if it was too long of a message, it would send like 1 out of 2,
Oh yeah.
2 out of 2.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Like it couldn't just like fathom sending a whole message. Like it would have to come in different blocks.
Oh my god. I have a really cringy story.
Did you send a love letter?
No. No, it's far cringier than that. Dude, this still haunts me. There's some things that still haunt me. I don't know why this still haunts me. But it was elementary school, and like cell phones were just starting to get in the hands of kids. and like you were seen as very cool if you had your own personal cell phone. Like this was not a thing for kids. I know, like I don't know who our audience we're really talking to, as it could be older people, it could be younger people, but like when we were in elementary school, like no, like people didn't have cell phones. It was
No.
novel to have a cell phone.
And like if you did, it was like a flip phone, like for work.
Yeah.
Like parents, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't get my first phone until I might have been on the younger spectrum. I don't know, but I think I was in 7th grade.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
7th grade was when I got my
think
first
that's when
phone.
like parents were finally like, okay,
Yeah, like
we'll let 'em
kids
have 'em.
can have a cell phone, yeah. But there were kids in my elementary school in like 5th grade who had a cell phone. I think I was in like 4th grade. And these were the very early cell phones too, like the really bulky, crappy ones.
I still remember what my old one looked like.
And so I think I went to like a Circuit City back when that was
Oh my
still
God.
around. And
What's the other one? Radio Shack.
Radio Shack and Circuit City both gone now, yeah. And they have, and they still do this. They have the tester phones that like are on display, but back in the day they didn't even work. They were just like to hold them. And one of the guys said that like, oh, this one came off the shelf. Do you want it? And he gave it to me. And I brought it into school and pretended I had a cell phone.
Oh, so he like just gave you the one that doesn't work, like just so you
Like the model phone that literally does not work at all. Like it is plastic through and through.
So if someone asked you like,
I was like, oh. I was like, oh, I gotta take a call. And
no, pick it up and pretend you're talking to somebody.
Talk to people on my cell phone that didn't work.
You know what? I do that today. So
But I mean, but that's to get out of situations. I did it to be cool.
that's funny.
That was so
But
cool.
like, what if someone wanted to see it?
They did, and they caught me on it.
No.
I thought it was fake when I was on the bus. I got bullied a little bit.
That's the grounds for bullying back then. Yeah.
Yeah, that was. I mean, that's fair enough. I got bullied for like 2 things. When I was little, my voice was very higher pitched than it is now. Like I sounded like my sister.
But I feel like that's normal for like boys.
Yeah, true. But I think I've always had a slightly higher pitched voice. Yeah, that was that, and like the cell phone incident was a pretty big one.
But it's funny because like I do that today, whereas like sometimes if I'm in the supermarket, like there's like very weird times that I get like social anxiety, and it's like one is going to the supermarket. So like there have been times where like I walk in and I get a grasp on the room, you know, but I'm pretending to talk on my phone. Swear to God.
Really?
Or like if I'm sitting in the car, or like, I'm trying to think of like a real life scenario where I've done it, but
I did this. I actually did this back in my first college.
It's kind of like where like if an awkward moment happens or like anything, you're like, oh, like.
Well, yeah, because it's like people are just like, oh, they're just talking to someone. They tend to ignore you.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah.
Like if I'm singing to myself and then like I get caught, like it's like I'm on the phone. Duh. I saw this girl on TikTok. Everything starts with it. I saw this girl on TikTok. She was recording herself. She was like recording a TikTok.
Yeah.
And someone had walked by and she was embarrassed. So she like pretended she was on FaceTime talking to somebody. And it happened like in real time. And it was like such a me situation because I do that.
Yeah. It doesn't happen to me. I don't really get caught like doing things. I don't know. I did that back when I was in, I think, like my first college when I had like severe anxiety. Just that whole situation was bad. But yeah, I would talk on the phone basically to look like I was normal, I guess.
Normal, or like say you're walking into like a classroom and everyone's already sat and you're like trying to figure out where to sit. It makes it look like you're buying yourself almost a little time to like look around.
Yeah.
Because you're on the phone.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You're distracted like.
It's funny how that changed though, because it's like I almost don't like being on the phone in public now, because now, especially when I was at my second college, I would actually be on the phone a lot. And I remember walking into like, I don't know, like McDonald's or a supermarket, and like people turn their heads at you, and it was like,
Mm-hmm. I don't like being on the phone in general. Period.
No, really? Yeah, I like being on the phone. I
No.
love talking to people.
Like if
so.
you can send it in a text, send it in a text. I don't want to talk.
You're funny. Yeah, you're what boomers think of like
Yeah.
young people.
It's so true. But at least I make like my own doctor's appointments. There's like people out there that like can't even do that, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I don't like talking on the phone.
Really?
Unless it's like my boyfriend, you know?
That's different, I guess. Yeah, I kind of do. It really depends, right? It's all contextual. Like people I know, I like talking on the phone too. Like I call people.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
call
not
you,
someone
though.
who calls. You don't call me.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, we
call,
see each other every
we
day.
yeah we see each
It's
other
different.
enough. Yeah, that's different. And unless it's like a emergency or there's some sort of tea that needs to be spread after.
Like right after.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than
Um,
that, yeah, we see each other every day, so it's kind of like, what do you need to call me for?
Right. We do a funny thing. I don't think anyone else like we've never
We
kinda
do
told
a
them-
funny thing.
We do a funny
I know what
thing.
you're gonna say.
Like right here, I'll let you tell it then.
Are you talking about like when we leave here?
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
So when we leave work, we tend to go the same way, and so we'll be behind each other for at least I would say like the first 10 or 13 minutes of our drive.
But before we even get there, like, we now have this like tradition where like I don't leave until you pull out. Like I wait for you to pull out and I go behind you.
Oh yeah.
Like it's just kind of like a theme. Like
it's
we
very
just do
regimented.
that.
It is very regimented how we do it. Yeah, so we leave together. We don't leave without each other unless there is some circumstance that doesn't allow it. And when we do leave, I used to have Apple CarPlay, but now I literally speak to Siri. It is the most obnoxious, annoying thing in the world to deal with Siri. But we will text each other through Siri. That was a deep
Yeah. I wonder if that mic
swallow.
picked it up. Probably did.
I hope it did. I'm going to emphasize
Yeah,
that.
boost that. Wait, let's get a good one just in case it doesn't work. That one didn't come
Oh,
out.
she's going to do it again. Oh my goodness. That was a little less powerful.
Yeah, it was.
We lost the magic. Anyway, we text each other through Siri, and it is like some of the most schizo stuff that you'll probably ever read. And we joke every now and then about
It's like we're probably getting flagged by the FBI
Yeah.
somewhere.
the feds are reading our text messages, and they're scratching their heads wondering what the heck they're talking about. And yeah, and like every now and then there'll be a theme of our text messages, and I think for a while it was send it.
Send it. Like after you say your message out loud, you're just like send it.
Well, it started off because Siri requires you to say send it. Well, okay, so if you don't have Apple CarPlay, you have to go through Siri completely. Like there's no visual to it. But if you have Apple CarPlay, you could just tap send. So like I would write out this like elaborate text and then without waiting just say send it at the end of it. And then she goes send it.
Sometimes she doesn't hear me say, like, she'll be like, send it? And I'll be like, yes. And she doesn't hear me say yes. So I'm like, yes. She just, like, waits. And it's like, I said yes. And I see that the voice thing went up. Like, you heard me, bitch.
Siri is so annoying. And I hope that my phone didn't pick up on me saying that and then pause my recording. I'm almost nervous about it now. She also just probably heard me say, you know what, pause my recording. I'm going to check that real quick.
Oh my god, imagine. I feel like if you have the camera app open, it's, like, unlikely to do that.
Okay. Let me just make sure I didn't just the... Okay.
I might get this partners right now.
Oh my god. I thought I paused it. That would have been stupid. But yeah, Siri's
got
very
it.
frustrating problem. Oh, she got it.
I
Hooray.
finished it.
We play Monopoly Go. You'll see that on the short today, so we won't go into it. But yeah, so Siri's really frustrating. There are entire times where I'll send like a really elaborate one, and then I'll go, okay, send it, send it, send it, and she'll just not do anything. And then the text is lost. And then I'm like, wow, I don't even remember what I said. It was so long.
I know. That's happened to me before. Or she's like, actually, there's been times where I'm like talking into it and it completely changes exactly what I'm saying. Like, there was a time I think I sent you a text and it was just like straight gibberish. Like, I'll talk and I'll say, like, there's a cow crossing the road, and it'll be like, the dog went walking for water.
For hour, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's annoying. Yeah, she gets things wrong. And sometimes it makes me self-conscious because it's like, do I talk? And I feel like I do. Do I talk weird? This has been something that's been on my mind recently.
Do you talk weird?
Where like I pronounce things weird. Like my friends have called me on saying movie weird because I go movie. So they say that now whenever I say movie.
Will you talk like you have like say, I don't know, I would have to like hear it in a sentence, like hear you say it in a sentence. Like instead of us, it's more like A's,
Yeah?
you know?
Interesting. I'm always trying to figure out these things about me that I don't notice.
Well, because
You don't notice that.
you're literally
I'm
you.
myself. I can't see
Yeah.
myself from an outward perspective. I do hear it when I talk, like on videos sometimes. But like, we just hung out over the weekend for fondue. She made some excellent fondue, by the way. It was very tasty.
So good.
And her friend Rachel, I had said something and everyone had misheard me. I'm like, I thought I said that normally.
Oh yeah, you said something.
It was
And-
something sandwich. I forget, but
Yeah.
like, and everyone misheard me and thought I said something different. And I was like, I thought I said that normal.
But nobody
Clearly I
understood
didn't.
it. Yeah, I
Clearly
feel like
didn't.
unless you're watching a video back or someone's telling you, like, this is how you say something, like,
Yeah.
you're never gonna know.
Yeah,
It's just so normal to you.
yeah. Huh. Well, I actually don't know how long we've been going for. Actually, I'm gonna check real quick.
It
I've
feels
second
like
time
it
I've
could
gotten
be,
up.
like, around that time.
Oh, it is. Wow, we've passed that. Let's do a quick round.
A quick round.
Yeah, we're excited for spring. Spring
Spring's
is finally
coming.
coming. This will be how we end off the podcast. I love the weather.
I love the weather more.
Yeah. I actually wanted to be a meteorologist. I
Really?
told you this, yeah.
Oh, yes, you have.
Yeah, I wanted to be a meteorologist, but it was really freaking difficult. Who knew?
I was gonna be a chef.
Yeah. We were I think this was something we talked about literally the first time we met. It was you and I and we were talking about like the paths we take. Like I'm talking like literally I think one of the first conversations that we had when I met Amanda, because I was like super nervous. I was like, oh, she's gonna be a B. She's gonna be a total B. Because
Well, I think it's hard, like, blonde hair, girl, like, editor.
But it wasn't even your appearance that set me off. It was just that you were already established here in a business where it is already difficult to get into.
And also, generally speaking, like, editors are very, like, territorial. Very, like, this is how we do it. And, like, I don't know. I feel like we get along because we were both, like,
We're on the same page.
yeah.
We really are. We're just kind of on the same page. But like, yeah, generally speaking, most people I've met in this industry are, I would say, not the friendliest of
No.
people. She's had good luck because she has a good
I
group of
have.
friends from her production. And that makes a good family too when you've done a lot of stuff together. And you guys were kind of a small knit group
Yeah.
as well.
It would be different if there was, like,
A
a
ton of
lot more people.
Yeah, and there was for me. I mean, I've told you about my college stories. Yeah, my college group was not friendly. There were cliques within the whole production thing, and
Which
it
is
was
nuts.
too much. But yeah, I remember the first time we met where I was like super nervous about Amanda, and I was just trying to be like jovial. I was like talking about like, oh, I wanted to be a meteorologist before all this, and you were like, yeah, I almost wanted to be a chef. And we were like, the places you'll go.
Yep, it is. And it's, like, so weird that we've done, like, things for, I guess, the culinary world, and, like, that's where I was going to go.
Yeah, we filmed at a place called the Culinary Institute of America.
And I was almost set on going there.
Yeah, which is wild to think about because that's like a prestigious cooking school.
And imagine you had went there to film and I was a chef there. Like,
Yeah, in an
you know,
alternate universe,
we would've,
yeah,
like,
you were being interviewed.
our world still would have, like, met, but I would have just been, like, cooking you food or something.
That's so weird. Yeah. Yeah, I would be on the TV doing the weather. I will say they don't have people like me doing the weather either. There's one guy in our local news station, News 12, who's this kind of puny dude that does the weather, and he cracks me up. My dad always goes, "That could have been you, Andrew."
It literally very much could have.
Could have been me, but here we are.
Here we are.